Hello. Today I'm going to be making a Rumble Arena tier list. I haven't done this in over a year, or nearly a year, really. It's not been over, but so I wanted to do it. I wanted to get my thoughts across. First thing we're gonna do, we're gonna talk about Ama. I think Ama easy, easy A tier. Like if this tier is for the top two, which actually top two, then wait. Two, then this tier here is made for, like, the rest. I think definitely that's how I want to do it, where it's like, this is 3 through 5. Right? Ama is third. Easily third. Maybe, like, some debate to put her, like, up here, but Ama is easily third in the game. I don't know. No, I think Ama's, like, really fun, like, pardon as I name all the rest of these tiers. Like, really fun, really, like, good, but obviously if this was a fun tier list, she'd be, like, still around here, but, I don't know. That's kind of my thoughts on that. But basically, Ama has, like, a lot of good neutral tools in her neutral B and her fair and her bear. Not her bear, her, like, her neutral B, her nair, and her fair, like, are her best neutral tools, and she also has a pretty good, she has a really good fast up air, which could lead into like an up B, and if your opponent doesn't know how to DI this is, her down air can really well combo into itself, meaning that, it can lead into some good chains. And speaking of chains, like, everyone knows about the Yanma chains, where she just does like 30, 40, 50 damage with just like 1 or 2 hits, and they're like insane and broken and bullshit, and like everyone hates them. So definitely definitely like that case. The reason I think Ama is not top up here, like you'd think she'd be, is because of her added drawback of not really having that many good kill options. To kill with Ama, you either need to hit a hard read, and get a smash attack in, or you need to get an early kill, because otherwise this character isn't doing anything. Otherwise, you're going to need to hit like a lucky bear or an air and like a good punish, or an edge guard, which is not always as easy to hit as you think. But if you can get past all that, you will have a very good and reliable pick that also just happens to have some of the best neutral tools and combo moves in the game. Moving on nearly the opposite side of the tier list, Anubis. I think Anubis, which this is all ordered, is definitely in this tier. He has good... What the fuck was that? He has really good combos, or like solid ones, and like they do decent damage, but he's just so bad in neutral. And outside of his really like his counter and his counter, he just kind of is stuck throwing out random attacks and disadvantage. Plus him approaching is really shit. I don't know, whenever I play this character, I always have like a lot of trouble just approaching my opponent, which gets annoying real fast. That's kind of my thoughts on it. Like, he's not a bad character by any means, though. Like, he has really good, like, he has some really good moves, like, that for killing. Like, his back air sends, and also his back air actually sends at a really good angle. It's really just, for me, he doesn't have any really good approach options. His uppy is his only, like, real good edge guarding tool. Which, to be fair, it's a really good one. Like, his uppy comes out pretty quick. It's also a projectile that sends down, meaning that's a nasty edge guarding tool, but even then your opponent can just air dodge through them, and then they can hit you on the way up, and you're kind of stuck doing nothing. Like, you have to go back to stage. Speaking of, this character, also outside of their counter, doesn't have really that reliable of a recovery. It's pretty shit, actually. And even then, it's like, I mean, can you really say anything else about it? It's 2, like, hits, So it's like it's only really good if for edge guarding. So getting back on stage with Anubis, not only is it a predictable recovery, it's also an incredibly shitty one for distance and for height. Another thing to mention about Anubis is that he does have like really good kill options, and that are like really reliable kill confirms, as in like they're not really that easy to DI out of, but even then a lot of them require hitting a down air or an up air into, which can get difficult if your opponent's prepared for it. But I mean, it's like a lot of Anubis's kill options are also predictable. Like he doesn't really have that many good, reliable kill options. That being said, it's like he's still one of the characters where I think with enough work you could make him work, and like still like not be playing a significantly worse. Honestly, I might do. Actually, I'm gonna do this because I think the bottom 3 are like significantly worse. Like I'm gonna put like a gap for like 11, 12, and 13. You know, I might want to put. Actually, I don't know. Do I want to? I should have thought about this better, but I just kind of did this as an impulse decision of I wanted to make a new tier list. It's like it's a thought thing. Also, but anyway, I don't know. I'm kind of a dunce when it comes to certain shit. I'm a fucking Neanderthal. A Neanderthal when it comes to Anubis. I don't play him much. I don't really care about him enough to play him. It's like, I mean, his like neutral B and like side B are really good tools, but especially his side B. But the thing is, if you miss his side B, not only you have like 20 million years before you can even use it again, you not only do you have a long time until you can do anything, you also have quite a long time until you also have quite a long time until you can it also stuns you quite a long time if you use it on the ground, which is why it's like tend to use as either a tool combo into or as an aerial. That's kind of like main things about Anubis. I know like not many people play him, so that's kind of why it's like if I sound like I'm mumbling this a lot, it's because not enough people really play him for me to say a lot of shit about him. So I'm kind of just saying like what I do know. Moving on to a character I play quite a lot more, Cupid. We're kind of just going back and forth here from like bad to really good. But and looking at our next character, that trend's continuing. But Cupid. This is a character in Rumble Arena Super Smash Legends. Honestly, I'd make some arguments for her being better than Ama. I'm not even joking about this. Like, she's definitely like arguably better than Ama. Her arrows do really good damage. She has really consistent and reliable kill confirms. She's really strong and neutral with her arrow being a great approaching tool, as well as a lot of her aerials having very low lag, which I definitely think is very helpful for someone like Cupid who has a lot of combos and dies really early. I mean, like, which definitely really does hurt Cupid is dying early, but even then, she also has one of the best recoveries, so if you're killing her, it's off of a confirm, likely. Cupid has quite a few jumps, a really good up B, especially out of shield. Actually, her up B out of shield is insane, and it can actually be cancelled if used on the ground. But she has a really good recovering tool in her up B, really good combo finisher in her down B, and her down air, which is like another really good part about Cupid is that her combo finishers, like it's very easy to finish a combo with Cupid, with like her nair and chains into just like a fair or a down B, instead of just ending it off with like a weak as fuck like hit, or like it's really easy to just get that final hit and feel like satisfied. Partly because her combos are incredibly easy. But also with Cupid, I cannot speak English today. I'm losing my voice. I am sorry. I can not talk ever again. Also with Cupid, she has a lot of like, she's really fast in the air, which really helps her like maneuver around and catch a lot of her opponents like air dodges and shit, which is always a very helpful trait to have. I mean, like if your opponent air dodging all over the place, it's always good to be able to punish them over it and such. But That's like just a fact, actually. It's very easy to punish her opponents off of bad air dodges. Yeah, Cupid's definitely, though. Speaking of Cupid, I mean, I know Dusk got second at the last tourney, and like he does a lot of good different combos. Like he does Nair into Fair into like Nair and shit. So it's like Cupid's Fair is also a decent combo tool, and she has like no trouble really killing. Like if you know what you're doing with her, she isn't really that hard to kill with, as opposed to someone like Ama. So I think Cupid's definitely like one of those characters where if you know what you're doing with her, she is incredibly scary and honestly potentially like better than Ama. But that's like besides the point. I think personally, I think Cupid's meta isn't developed enough for me to make a decision like that, but it's getting real close. Close, I'll definitely say that much. Anyway, moving on. We have Athena. Goodbye. Honestly, Athena is incredibly bad, but not for some of the reasons that people say she's bad. Like, I honestly hear like her saying she has like no good moves or whatever. She has some really good attacks on the ground. It's that she has good grounded attacks in an aerial based game, which if she gets a hit with like a Nair or a Fair, she can do crazy combos. It's getting that hit. Unlike a character such as Cupid or Ama or even Anubis, like Athena doesn't have the opportunities to get that hit as much. I mean, like for example, Ama has her neutral B, and Cupid has her side B, which can lead into combos. Hell, even Anubis has like his own his side B, which can, if caught catching your opponent, leads into a massive combo. Oh, as long as you're prepared for it to grab. So like, while Athena doesn't have that many options for something like that, I'm not saying it's like impossible to get a good combo with Athena, because I honestly think that if she gets that hit, she can do some real good damage. She can do like 60 to 70 consistently, and has better options to get like 80 even than like some characters. Like with Ama, for example, it's really hard to find a true combo that does more than 60. Or Cupid, or like 60 to 70. And Cupid, it's really hard to find a combo that does more than 70. Well, or that does like around 80. While with Athena, her combos can consistently do around like 70 to 80 because of her Nair's very slow knockback scaling. As well as like, let's say you do Nair, 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 like Fair, Nair, Nair, Fair, Nair, into like another Rising Nair to a Dare down smash. Or like, some like variation of something like that. Like, I don't know if the down smash is true, but the rest of it is, and like, she can just do a shit ton of damage with that. And also, she doesn't really have any trouble killing, and her recovery isn't the worst thing in the world. It's definitely not good, though. That's another thing, though. When it's talking about Athena, it's not what she can do off of the hit. It's her getting that big hit. Because what she can do off of the hit is fucking insane. But the problem is that she is so difficult to get the hit on with fighting a careful opponent. So it's like, if you're fighting a careful opponent, you're not going to get that big hit on Athena. With Athena, it's like, if they're just paying good enough attention, you're going to get very few opportunities to. Well, let's say you're playing like Cupid or Ama, you're definitely going to find that big hit with them and get like a 60 to 70% combo. So I think the difference between Athena and like why she's in the bottom 3 tier is that gap in consistency. Well, let's also move on to her specials real quick. Her specials, honestly, none of them are really bad except for her up B. Her neutral B has very little landing lag on shield, meaning that can lead to a jab, which breaks shield to true, and the only thing they can do is roll out of it and probably get hit by the last hit of jab. Her side B, everyone hates her side B, actually, because it comes out really quick. It's a decent burst option. It's only very unsafe on shield. And her down B is a projectile, which very good for using to get back or punish people off stage, because it could force people to use their air dodge, as well as it just being a decent tool to throw out right as your opponent respawns, or like a little after, so that way, like while you guys are in neutral, just you have a rock that'll force them to shield, and you can get them into some situations where they have to either shield or get hit by the rock, or roll and potentially not get hit because roll doesn't come out frame 1. But that's about all I really have to say with Athena. Moving on, this is a character that nobody talks about, but is a sleeper, really good character. I've recently been playing a lot more Jhin, partially for this video, partially not. Jhin has a lot of good moves that just nobody talks about. His neutral B is insane. Comes out so quick and it lingers for so long. And it'll put your opponent in disadvantage if it hits, because they have to retreat while you get to approach. His up B also, his recovery is fucking insane. His jab does 18 damage. His up smash will kill at like 60 if you hit with the tip of it. His back throw is fucking insane and incredible. It'll kill at like 90 at ledge. His down air true combos into up air, which kills at around 100. 100. He can dare chain you and kill you at 0. So his back air is incredibly powerful and comes out pretty or not quick, but like when it's out for a decent amount of time, honestly. Like he has a fair amount of bad moves. I wouldn't say but his forward throw I think also combos into his nair or forces an air dodge out of your opponent, which if you can read the opponent, you'll get the nair anyways. Meaning his nair sets up a 50-50 with your opponent. Where either they read that you don't attack and you get a free punish or not. It's like it sets up a 50-50, which is just amazing. Like Jhin is honestly like a sleeper fucking amazing character. The only moves he has that are like actually shitty, I'd say, are his side B, his down B, and his down tilt. Even his up tilt, like, it can catch some opponents that aren't paying attention, even if you don't mean to use it half the time. And all of his moves, honestly, are pretty solid. The only issue is that, outside of his neutral B, he doesn't have any moves that cross above really solid. So, yeah, I think it's, like, definitely one of those characters that are good, but it'd be talked about way more, it's just they don't have the representation. He's a great trapping character as well for like ledge trapping, putting your opponent in cases where they need to wait out and you can punish that. So yeah, honestly, Jhin, pretty solid. The only like real issues with him are that he's a big boy, meaning when he gets hit hard. And hard, and honestly in disadvantage, or not really in disadvantage, but in some situations, he's just really uncomfortable. But like Jhin is one of those characters where I have a lot of trouble saying shit that's like bad about him, and with a little more development to his meta, he could even be top 5. Now this is my most controversial pick on the list. Fenrir is worse than Jhin. Now, before people are like, what the fuck? Hear me out. Fenrir has no good kill options. Not one. He has no kill options and not any good. He has no good kill options, and he gets punished really hard in this game. For example, if Cupid nairs him, he's taking like 30%, or he's taking like 3 nairs for free. He's like taking like 70 because of its long hitbox. So he gets hit really hard by characters like Cupid and Amma, and Jhin. And characters like Jhin, Thor, and Sparta have no trouble comboing him whatsoever. The only characters that really struggle comboing him are Thor, because of Thor's fair having a really small hitbox, and like that's really it. Fenrir gets hard comboed by people, and I feel like that's the type of thing that people don't realize, is that Fenrir is one of those characters where he's way, way worse than people realize. I mean, do give him credit. His nairs, like all of his aerials are fantastic, but not for the reasons you'd think. His only real good kill option that can actually hit is his up B. His up B is his only consistent kill option, and it's not exactly a good move to have your kill option when Fenrir's up B is only really viable if your opponent is very unsafe on shield and doesn't know you can DI in this game. But that's about like the thing with Fenrir is that he doesn't kill. He's very similar to Amma, except it replaces the fact that Amma can't actually kill with the fact that Fenrir's kill options are way worse or way better, but that doesn't make them good. Amma's more likely to get you in a shitty position where she can kill you off a grab, because Amma Nair literally has no land lag, or no end lag. It has land lag, but no end lag. So she can actually, like, Nair into, like, you know, she can Nair and then go back to ledge much quicker, while Fenrir is forced to go back to ledge, and he's also at a lower point, meaning he can get punished harder off of it. He can actually get punished for comboing you because it takes him a second to get back to ledge, while his opponent might honestly be able to get back to ledge quicker. Now, if anyone ever says they've never seen this, that's one, because no one's good enough to do it. Two, no one pays enough attention to do it. And three, after getting comboed by Fen, everyone's just thinking about getting back on the stage, not trying to punish Fenrir. But now let's move on to the good things Fenrir has, because I feel like, you know, I have to talk about those. Fenrir's combo game is incredible. His back, he can genuinely, I think, like, the only thing that Fenrir has that's better than Amma, like, when it comes to, like, things outside of, like, his moveset, is his combos are much more consistently, yeah, you're fucked, you're dead, if he hits him. Like, his Bair Nair side B, or Bair Nair is just like a really good consistent combo that leads into more. And Fenrir Bair is just like consistently like fantastic, obviously. Like, it's a massive spike, or it's a massive downward sending move, or like it sends at a shitty angle for recovering. It's gross. His Nair combos in really well. His up air. He can combo like Nair into up air and such and kill really early sometimes. Fenrir's one of those characters that's like they're really good in they have a lot of really good attributes, but they just fumble in some others. And that's about the best way to describe Fenrir. I mean, he has also his throws don't kill until like 180. I just wanted to mention that. Hashtag buff Fenrir throws. Anyway, moving on. Amuji. He's better than Fenrir. That might be my hottest take of this video, actually. Is that Jin's 6th and Fenrir's 8th. Now, hear me out. Amuji has no trouble killing. The thing with Amuji is he has all the good attributes for an offensive character, but all the terrible attributes for a defensive character. He's a massive hitbox. His aerials are super laggy on land, meaning that you can actually punish him. And he can only really shield or roll or run away. Like, his Bair, for example, has a shit ton of landing lag. Like, he has some really good offensive tools, and he has a really good neutral B. Like, it's up there with, like, Amanja with, like, very good combo potential. But then he also just dies if he gets hit. Like, he takes massive damage. He's a big boy. If you haven't noticed, the 6th, 7th, and 8th is just characters with a lot of good attributes, but their massive hitboxes hurt them. I say Jin is the least egregious of these issues, and that's like kind of it. But that's just kind of my thoughts. So Amuji has some really good moves, really best spike in the game, or best down air in the game for spiking and edge guarding. Really good aerials, as in general, actually. Like, for example, if Amuji has a down air like 60, 70, you're dead. Like, there ain't no way to dodge it. If your opponent can read the DI, you're probably dead. Or just react to it because it has massive lag in Amuji. Uppy has massive drift. It's like... So, yeah. It's really just that he gets comboed and he's terrible and disadvantaged, but he has also, like, an incredible recovery. So it's like, every yin... There's always a yin to the yang with Amuji. Rajan and Fujin. Seriously, what the fuck do I start with these? Where the fuck do I start with these characters? They're ass. Okay, Rajan and Fujin are characters in a Rumble Arena who have... Okay, Rajan is the only one of the or have one incredible move, a decent move, a pretty good move at best, and a bunch of shit moves. Which, like, over half of their kit is shit. And how Fujin has 2 really solid moves and then just a bunch of shit ones. His good moves, if I were to say anything, were neutral B, neutral B, and side B. Which is definitely, like, a thing. But, yeah. His neutral B and side B are insane. His, Nair is shit. His dare is shit. His bear is meh. His up air, it combos out of, I don't know. It's like nobody plays Fujin except for like shitters because he's bad and unfun. So like there's really nothing to say about him. He only has a good recovery and a neutral B. I guess his smash attacks are okay. But I mean, even then, that's about all there is. And then Rajan. Yeah, he's the other pack of this dynamic shit stain. There is one good move that Rajan has. His dash attack. It's an insane burst option. Give this to a character like Fenrir. Fenrir's actually like up here. He like is better than a Muji or Jin. I'm not even joking. Or give that to a character like Amma and she's up here. Like it's insane. But then it's given to Rajan, and Rajan has no real good combo tools outside of really his down air. He has a pretty meh recovery. It's okay vertically, I guess. His jab is pretty quick, but it's like everyone has a good jab out of shield, so that's nothing. I mean, then you have like just nothing to go off of with him. You hit a fair, then what do you do with Rajan? You get a dash attack. Or like an up air if you're lucky. You can do like fair up air dare chains, but like it sounds really good in practice, but actually doing it in a match is so much harder. Like he doesn't really have anything like special about him. He like has shit moves, and that's about like all he really has is shit moves. And then like 1 or 2 gems. Now, if I am gonna say one good thing about Rajan other than his dash attack, his fucking neutral B is really funny. But I mean, that's really about it. Wow, we're really going from the worst characters to Spartacus. Yeah, Spartacus is broken. Take everything good about Amma and the insane low kill power, then give him insanely good high kill power. Nope. So basically, he can kill you off of a grab. He can kill you off of a jab. He can kill you off of existing. He can kill you off of any of his aerials if he touches you. And I'll actually put Tona up here because as well. Like these two are basically yin and yang. Like they're the same, or they're very similar in character. So I don't have much difference to say. Any of his aerials touch you for Sparta, you're probably dying. So like, for example, if the only character that like actually has a consistent like way of getting out of his, and actually let's talk about his up B. Insane recovery tool, kills it like 100 on ledge, comes out super fast, has very, 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 very good at really good at catching opponents everything, incredibly broken out of shield because it hits all around him. Insane versatility in just every situation. Now let's talk about, or also his like side B kills, his counters stupid for getting back on stage while recovering high. All of his aerials are good. All of his tilts are good. His up tilt actually kills it like 140, 150 or so, which is insane. His like down tilt has some situations where it actually combos into up B and up air and such. Like there is not really any bad moves with Spartacus, other than maybe his down smash. It's not really that good. Even then, his F and up smashes are pretty good. His dash attack's decently strong. Like there's no reason to. Or then you have Tona, Mr. Bitches, Mr. No Bitches. Tona is a character in Rumble Arena that's basically Spartacus, but with 2 good projectiles in replace of his actually really good kill moves. Spartacus has a bunch of really good kill moves that Tona doesn't have. His specials lead into good kills, and his uppie is an insane kill tool, while Tona doesn't have that at all, which, well, you might say would make him actually like worse than Amma. Sorry, I got something cut up in my throat. Which you might say makes him worse than Amma, but it actually doesn't. It makes him better because he has 2 amazing projectiles. For camping, he has a down B which lets him heal, which Cupid also has a healing move, but it's not as... But it's like... It's worse than Cupid's neutral B actually for healing because you can only like use it once a game or like twice a game. Unless you're like funny and like throwing a person off stage and then healing. But that's beside the point. Tona has basically everything good Sparta has, and then he has the Amma. Then he has Amma disease, where he just can't kill for a while at some points. But even then, he's still really good. Having Spartacus's kit with struggling to kill comparatively is not exactly a bad thing, because you still have Sparta's kit, or most of Sparta's kit. So, let's move on to these last 2 characters. Now, you know where the last character is going, and once I put this one down. And you probably can guess where they go. So, we have Thor, and who goes, honestly, is better than, Actually, wait. I'm going to change one thing. I'm going to make this the 10th place tier, and make this 6 through 9. I just realized that sounds like I'm trying to be funny. There is no reason for that. I just thought, like, you know, I had a different reason for it, but now I realize that it sounds like I'm trying to be funny. But, anyways, basically, Thor has a lot of good attacks, but he has the worst recovery in the game. Thor's attacks are all really good options on stage. Thor has Little Mac syndrome, basically. He's amazing on stage. No one can actually really fight him on stage that well. For example, his Nair is lagless. He has pretty good combos against pretty much everyone except for, like, Fenrir. And he can't really do big combos against them. Like, or they're much more difficult. Insane, like, everything, really. His moves are all super fast. He doesn't have any that are really that slow except for his up smash. His F smash is one of the funniest moves in the game. I mean, it sparked a whole meme, Flowchart Thor. His neutral B is a pretty fast move. It covers his whole body. It combos into itself. It's Thor down air is his only. I guess Thor down air is also kind of slow, but even then it has its good things. Like, for example, it stays out for way longer than it looks like it should. As well as the fact that he. But even then, I think an issue is that all of these things sound pretty good. And the thing is, Thor has a bunch of pretty solid things, but not many exceptional things. He's terrible off stage, but amazing on stage. That's the Thor pair. That's the Thor for you. I think like Thor is definitely one of those really fun characters, but he has a lot of issues that I feel like. So it's like if this was also a fun tier list, he'd be like up here. But that's besides the point. Thor, he has some good and some really bad things. But anyways, moving on to our last character. Forgotten high tier. So Wukong is easily 5th, in my opinion. I think he has really good options. And then he just fumbles. He's really good at killing. He has pretty fast aerials, decent combos, but then he just fumbles in the fact that he has a pretty it's okay recovery. And then he has like one of the funniest kill confirms. I killed to like 50 or 60. Like, if I were to make a Wukong flowchart, it would literally just be you spam Nair, get a 60% combo, or get your opponent to literally the Wukong flowchart is literally just spam attacks until your opponent gets to 60, spam down B until you hit the down B, get a kill. That's how Wukong works. So yeah, but besides that, it's all really Wukong has. He has like some other things, I guess, but I mean, I don't know. I think Wukong is fun. He's a monkey. He's very forgettable, but he's about that. He's Wukong, basically. Alright. So, that was my tier list. Hope y'all liked it. Hope y'all liked the video. This is definitely a video I wanted to make for a fair while. So, happy I'm finally getting this opportunity to, make it. But, anyways, I'm done with this shit. I'm done with it. I'm going to make a community tier list in a while. Like, I'm going to try and do it by mid-June, or by mid-July, I mean. So basically, I'm ending, and it'll be done. Basically, by the 14th, I'm done taking submissions, and it'll be hopefully uploaded by the 15th. So everyone make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me what your opinions are on the list. Hope you guys enjoyed. Peace out, my comrades.